Welcome everyone, welcome to Das Diaries. We are starting a new series. We are now at Princess Street Gardens in Edinburgh, the capital of Scotland. It is one of the happening places in Edinburgh town. We are now in the west side of the garden. We can see Edinburgh Castle. Once there was a lake called Norloch in place of this garden, which protected the castle from the attack of enemies. The garden separates historic old town and the new town of Edinburgh. Now we are walking through the Princess Street, one of the cardinal streets of Edinburgh. We are walking towards the east side. East side of this street is a harbour for Edinburgh Railway Station, Walter Scott Monument and National Gallery of Scotland. Edinburgh grew into its major political and royal centre during the medieval period. During the 16th and 17th centuries, the old town became populated with tall and narrow buildings. And later in the 18th century, the new town was created and the city became the center of education, learning and culture during the Scottish Enlightenment. In 1995, both towns were declared as UNESCO World Heritage Site. The city has a population above 5 lakh people with diverse and international population. English is the main spoken language, whereas in cultural context we can hear people speaking Scottish Gaelic. The economy of this city relies on finance, tourism, and technology. On the top of all these facts, Edinburgh is the second largest city in Scotland after Glasgow. Similar to London, we can see double-decker buses running the city service. Here, the major service providers is Lothian buses. As we walk forward, we can see the tall tower. It belongs to the School of Divinity of University of Edinburgh. It is a center for theological and religious studies in the UK. It was founded in 1846 as part of the Free Church of Scotland and it was later added on to University of Edinburgh. We are at one of the major landmarks of this magical city, that is Edinburgh Castle. Now we are not going inside the castle as we have already booked a guided tour on the third day of our itinerary. It is situated on the top of the castle rock. We are walking down the famous Royal Mile, the heart of Edinburgh's old town. It stretches from the Edinburgh Castle to the Palace of Holyrood House. When we walk through the street, it feels like walking through the history. We can find bagpipers, street performers and souvenir shops. Also we can find the landmarks of like St. Giles Cathedral to the right. Bagpiper music. Now we have reached St. Giles Cathedral, the heart of Royal Mile and the centre of Scottish Reformation. The cathedral was founded in the year 1124 by the King David. Though it's called a cathedral, it doesn't have a bishop. Also, it was attacked and burned during the conflict with England in 14th century. Talking about the architecture, it was built in the late Gothic. It is built in the late Gothic architecture, respecting the privacy and decorums of the church. I'm not shooting inside. As per the name signifies, it was named after the St. Giles, the saint of lepers and disabled. Now we are going to see a dog statue. Hearing this, I know that you would be wondering what's special about a dog statue and why there is a statue for a dog. This is one of the heartwarming stories that we hear when we reach in Edinburgh City. Bobby was a dog from Skye Terrier breed who belonged to a night watchman called John Gray. When Mr. Gray died in 1858 and was buried in Greyfriars Kirkyard, it was believed that Bobby guarded his master's grave irrespective of the harsh winter. We are moving to the next destination, that is Victoria Street. It is another happening place in Edinburgh. Usually in UK and other European nations, the buildings of city follows a color code, but here we can see buildings that are painted in a rainbow theme. It is one of the landmarks because of its sweeping curve, colorful storefronts. The street was designed by architect Thomas Hamilton. As the name signifies, the street was named to honor the coronation of Queen Victoria. Before that, the street was known as West Bow. The unique feature of this street is of its two-level design, featuring the Victorian terrace comprising of a pedestrian walkway that runs above the shops on the northern side. The next fact about this street would bring goosebumps to the Harry Potter fans among my audience, I'm sure. It is believed that Victoria Street is a primary inspiration for J.K. Rowling to include Diagon Alley in Harry Potter. I'm sure the combination of cobblestone, tiered levels and brightly colored shops would have brought the feel of a magical marketplace. As we walk down the Victoria Street, we reach Grassmarket Square. It is a marketplace in the heart of Edinburgh with a strong legacy. It is located directly below the castle. It houses independent shops, conventional pubs and other events. Historical significance of this place is that it was the site of execution and there was a busy cattle market. The square offers a vibrant view of the castle on the top of the buildings. It is famous for the wide range of boutiques, vintage stores and oldest pubs of the city. Also, there is a local market on every Saturday that features artisanal craft, street food and fresh crops from the local vendors. Finally, we reach the Royal Mile. From here, I am walking down the Waverley Bridge. We can see Edinburgh Waverley Station, which is Edinburgh's main railway station, and Wetherspoon Restaurant. As we walk forward, we can see the new town of Edinburgh. Now we have reached one of the major landmarks of Edinburgh, Walter Scott Monument. It is a monument built to honor the legendary Scottish author Sir Walter Scott. The monument is a masterpiece of Victorian Gothic architecture. It's 61.1 meters high. To reach the top viewing platform, we must climb 287 steps. The interesting fact is that it is the second largest monument to a writer in the world. After checking in at my hostel and unloading my luggage, I came back to the town centre. Now I am at Edinburgh Waverley Station, Edinburgh's central station. It was named after Sir Walter Scott's Waverley novels. Like Princess Street Garden, it was also built by draining the Norloch Lake. Station is designed and built with a sprawling glass roof which is low and flat so that the iconic views of Edinburgh Castle and the Old Town skyline from the Princess Street is not obstructed. We are now heading to Calton Hill, one of the UNESCO World Heritage Sites in Edinburgh, and it is known as the Athens of the North. It is because of the Greek-style architecture. Calton Hill houses the National Monument of Scotland. It is built to honor Scottish soldiers and sailors who died in the Napoleonic Wars. It was built as a replica of Parthenon Temple in Athens with 12 pillars. Construction of this monument started in 1822 and was halted in 1829 as the funds collapsed. There is another monument called Dugald Stewart Monument to the west side. It is characterized by 9 Corinthian pillars. It is also adopted from the Greek architecture. Other features include Nelson Monument, which is also known as Upside Down Telescope. Then Time Board and the City Observatory are the other monuments or other buildings that houses in the Calton Hill. Another key fact about this place is that it is the birthplace of photography. Arthur's Seat. Calton Hill is easily accessible via a short walk from the city centre. It offers an undisputable and best 360-degree panoramic view of the city, encompassing the Walter Scott Monument, Holyrood Palace and Scottish Parliament, as well as St James Shopping Centre. In 1852, a large mechanical time bolt was added to the top of Nelson Monument. At exactly 1 p.m. every day, the ball drops. This was originally designed as a visual signal for the ship captains anchored for navigation. It was later synchronized via an underground wire to the nearby 1 o'clock gun fired from Edinburgh Castle.